Hi, we're back with Inlandia Literary Journeys, and we've been speaking with Catie Porter, the editor, but right now we're going to speak with Catie Porter, the poet. Can you give us just a brief history of your poetic career?
Sure. I've been writing since high school, maybe actually earlier than that.
Canyon Springs, right?
Yes, Canyon Springs and Moreno Valley. I had a great, you had a really great creative writing teacher. I think she was actually a sub for our teacher. But one of the things that affected me was she wrote on something that she returned to me, "Are you going to be a writer?" That was the first time that I'd ever even thought I could really be a writer. I come from a blue-collar family, and it just wasn't anything that ever came up in my house. So, I began writing there. Then after high school, I moved to the East Coast and went to community college at Tidewater Community College. And my very first publication was in 1990. And I won't bore anybody because it's pretty darn awful. But it was a lot of fun and a learning experience, really. I worked as the typist, so it was my first actual work on a literary journal. And from there, I moved back to California. I worked in Riverside, and I went to Riverside Community College, and I actually published in some of the original incarnations of Muse. And Joe Scott Coe talked a little bit about that last week.
That's the RCC publication.
It's relaunching. So, yes, it's an RCC publication. And so steadily my publications credits grew from there. You just have to submit and see what sticks.
And you've got 3 books out, is that correct?
I actually have 5 total, well, 4 published books, 1 that's making the rounds. I have 3 chapbooks. No, actually, so maybe I'm miscounting. 4 chapbooks. I have 1 electronic chapbook with illustrations that obviously isn't here, but I could give you a link to. This was my first publication in book form, Small Fruit Songs chapbook, and that was followed by Almost Delicious, which is from Dancing Girl Press. Then I also, in 2008, published my first book with Mayapple Press, 7 Floors Up, and then more recently I have The Way Things Move, The Dark.
And that's your latest book.
And that is my latest.
So,
and, yes.
I read that. It's an excellent book. In ways, it's disturbing with the imagery, and I think I heard you on a radio program discussing how you encountered your dark side through this book.
I did, to a certain extent. While I was working on my MFA, I was reading a lot of experimental works by women poets, and I was attempting to do something a little bit different from what I had written about before, which was primarily domestic and semi-autobiographical poems. I was allowing myself to do more free writing and just seeing where the images took me. And it's, I think, really important to allow yourself just to write and not question what the images mean, and they will sort themselves out.
Hope I didn't mischaracterize it, but
No.
If you have a chance, make sure you get a copy of The Way Things Move, The Dark, Catie Porter's latest chapbook, or any of her other books. For the Press Enterprise and PE.com, I'm John Bender, Metro Editor, with Orlando Ramirez of La Prensa and Catie Porter, one of the inland area's top poets.